already?
I am.
Okay. So since I started working, I realized I seriously started to hate people, which is a sad thing. So, like, after a rough day at work, for example, yesterday, damn customer, she comes in and starts yelling for no reason. So, like, I can't really say anything to her. Obviously, she's a customer, whatever she says is right. So, I let it go. I go home, like, all frustrated and angry the whole night. And then when I get home, like, right when I open the door, my dog is, like, right there, just staring at me. And, like, I don't know, everything just blanks out. Like, all the bad stuff just goes away. So, just by a little small wag, or, like, just by him waiting for me at night, like, on the sofa or something, like, that lightens up my whole day, like, in general. So, I wanted to highlight how your dog, or my dog, is, like, the awesomest companion ever. So, like, they're, the things that they do, they're, like, good teachers. They're also very loyal and supportive, and how they also help your health. So, like, like I said, dogs are the best teachers to help someone grow up. Like, dogs are good teachers because they not only teach us how to be responsible, to care, to be responsible, but to care and love something other than ourselves. And they help us grow up to be responsible, happy, and lovable people when we grow up. So, like, what I got from Janice Lloyd, having a dog does improve your health. Like, what she says was that that goes for loving ourselves and others. A child psychologist, Robert Barr, Albuquerque, conducted a study of 128 children and concluded that the pre-adolescent kids who get the chance to help care for dogs tend to have higher self-esteem and empathy than those who do not. Like, I got my dog, his name is Leo, he's a Cocker Spaniel and stuff, and I got him, like, in the 7th grade, and he taught me not only to care for myself, but to care for him, and, like, to be more responsible, like, so I learned how to take care of him, like, you know, bathe him, make sure he eats, make sure he goes outside. But, like, I still do that constantly because nobody else is in the house anyway, so. And and I still have the habit of whenever I leave the house, I don't know why, I only tell him, I'm like, I love you, Leo, I'll be back in a few minutes. Like, I don't want him to think that I don't. And my mom's like, why don't you tell me that you love me? No, I don't want to tell you. You don't make me happy. No, but yeah, so not only are they good teachers, but they're loyal friends. Like, what I mean by that is, like, they're more, I don't want to say it, but they're more loyal than my friends, to be honest. So he's always there when I need him to talk. Like, oh, I want to talk to you, Leo, and he's just there sitting there. So, yeah, not like he's gonna reply or anything, right? So, well, what I got from an article called "Why Are Dogs So Loyal?" Yeah, that's what it says. Why are dogs so loyal? So, yeah, it said that dogs will be loyal to their masters for life. When a person loves, cares for, and protects a dog, that will be entirely loyal to that person. The reason dogs are so loyal is because they have a pack mentality, which is a social structure that is similar to ours. Wild dogs roam in groups or families of dogs to find food and stay safe. It is believed that a pet considers a human he lives with part of his pack and his family. Dogs are completely loyal and their pack and will protect their family members if they are threatened. Which is funny because my dog has this habit, like, if I'm yelling at you, like, for example, I'm facing you, and he would literally just, like, go, like, freak out and just go after you. He won't, like, bite you or anything, he'll growl and give you the death stare, which is funny. Like, yesterday, I did it to my sister, I'm like, it's funny because we were just talking about it, I'm like, because I told her about my presentation, and she's like, you really think Leo does that? I'm like, yeah, I think he understands that I'm yelling at you, but I don't think he understands that I'm not really angry with you get me? And it's funny. So he just, like, I did it to my brother, I'm like, Ian, you're such a dork and all this stuff. And he just, like, started freaking out and jumps on him and he just gives him the stare. I'm like, Leo, calm down. So, and also, since they're loyal friends, they are also good doctors. Like, get what I mean? Dogs, I want to say that they're kind of cures, but without medication. When someone is feeling a little stressed or sick, they're like the natural stuff, not the natural stuff, but you know, they help. They help, like, in a good way. What I got from Joe Dower, dogs can boost your health, reduce stress and anxiety. Like, they did a research from State University of New York discovered that pet owners are half as stressed as people without pets. Just spending 15 minutes daily with a dog or cat, both petting or talking to it, has a calming effect and makes pet owners more relaxed. Today, dogs are used in hospitals and nursing homes because facts based on antibiotic research seems to suggest that they offer emotional support and help patients to heal faster. These dogs are known as therapy dogs. I consider my dog as a therapy dog. Like, even though he's not, but like, what I mean is, because since I have anxiety attacks once in a while, like, and I can't control it, and I have to find a way to, you know, calm myself down. And for some reason, it's like, he knows I'm gonna have an anxiety attack, like, right when I'm, like, it just happened when I'm watching TV. And he just looks at me, and he just starts, and he sits next to me, and I just look at him like, what do you want? And like, that's when I start having it, when my arm goes like numb, and he just sits there and just puts his paw on my thigh, and like, he looks at me to tell me like, oh, pet me, you need to calm down. And that's the only way I actually do calm down. I can't calm down when somebody talks to me, like, no, shut up, I don't wanna hear you. So, yeah, he helps me with that, and like, even like at night, I like I said, when I come home from work, I'm so stressed out. He just cuddles with me and makes me feel better. I like to cuddle with my dog. I don't even cuddle with my boyfriend, which is kind of funny. But yeah, I'm like, get out of my face, I don't want to see you. Like, so yeah, so dogs are such great companions. They're the most helpful creatures and friends. So, but if you're feeling like crap about school, work, whatever, whoever did something to you, just go to your dog or your pet or something. Go hug them. That's what I did to mine. So yeah, and so I explained to you how they're good teachers, they're loyal and supportive friends, and how they're good for your health. So get a dog. They're awesome. I love my dog. I'm gonna talk today too. Look at
like when she raises the eyebrow.
No, but I took a picture of him and it just came out like that. I'm like, oh my god, this is disgusting. Oh my god, this is so cool. So I can't pick the light. Oh, that's nice. I gotta pick her up.
Probably exhausted now. Jesus, this smells like in middle school. You used to do that to me. I used to slap your shoes.
All right, Crystal, I like the personal experience that you have at the start of the speech to get our attention. You state the goal pretty clearly, although the phrasing is a little bit awkward. You also have a pretty good preview, although the third point was not clear as you're setting up. It sounded a little complicated and sort of like you bailed out on it as you were getting into the speech, and you just went ahead and went right into the main point of the speech. That's one of the problems that happens at the end of some of the points that you're making also. I like the casual asides that you make, but sometimes it makes it feel like what you're talking about is a throwaway as opposed to something that you are thinking about getting to the next point. And it takes you out of the notion that you're giving a speech and turns it into, well, I'm just thinking out loud and tossing it aside. And a prepared speech, you know, if it's an impromptu speech, we could probably give you a little bit of leeway on that. As a prepared speech, it feels a little too loose in that regard, and I think maybe you could do a little bit of work on that. On the visual factors, you do appear to be standing at an angle most of the time. You've got kind of one foot pointed out in an odd direction, and And you basically hold that position for the most part. I think that you want to be conscious of your body while you're speaking and use it to kind of turn toward different elements of the audience. You do a good job making eye contact with the audience, but not always the same thing with your body movement. I thought the gestures were pretty solid. You had some good indicators here and there. Your facial expressions, you're very animated while you're speaking. I appreciate that. And like I said, for the most part, your eye contact is good. Sometimes you get stuck a little bit in the notes that you're looking at. That's a big page that you've got in your hand, and keep folding it in half while you're speaking. So it's sort of like you talk, you make reference to it, then you fold it in half, and then you talk to us like you don't need it, and then you have to open it up again like it's a book to read, and that gets to be a little complicated. I think maybe note cards would have cut down on some of that. You project pretty well, but like I said, sometimes I think your voice drops off when you're getting to that last section of each point. You get a little bit casual, and I know you're trying to make it conversational, which is a good thing, but like I said, it feels a little bit like, well, you're on the phone with, anyway, how stupid he is, that kind of thing. Your voice just kind of drops off, and the style changes there, and I think that that's a little bit awkward for the prepared speech. All right, and then of course, the number one thing, the shame that you will carry with you forever, is the gum chewing during the speech. The smacking of the gum while you were talking is just, I go, really? She's forgotten all about the fact that she's giving a speech, and it's like she's practicing it one more time in front of us, and that's probably, yeah, for shame on you, we're going to dock you a couple points for that. All right, thank you.